12 years after the NA6 repelled the human invasion of Pandora by the Resources Development Administration, RDA, Jake Sully lives as chief of the Omaticaya clan, and raises a family with Ney'tiri, which includes sons Ney'tiri and Lo'ak, daughter Tuk, adopted daughter Kiri, born from Grace Augustine's inert avatar, and a human boy named Spider, the son of Colonel Miles Quaritch, who was born on Pandora and was unable to be transported to Earth in cryostasis due to his infancy. To the NA6's dismay, the RDA returns to prepare Pandora for human colonization, as Earth is dying. Among the new arrivals are recombinants NA6 avatars implanted with the minds and memories of deceased human soldiers, with Quaritch's recombinant serving as their leader. 1 year later, Jake is leading a guerrilla campaign against the RDA. During a counterinsurgency mission, Quaritch and his subordinates capture Jake's children. Jake and Ney'tiri arrive and free them, but Spider remains captured by Quaritch, who recognizes him as his son. After the RDA fails to coerce Spider to divulge information through torture, Quaritch decides to spend time with him in order to draw Spider on his side, and in turn, Spider teaches Quaritch about NA6 culture and language. Aware of the danger Spider's knowledge of his whereabouts poses to their safety, Jake and his family exile themselves from the Omaticaya and retreat to the Metayana Reef people clan at Pandora's eastern seaboard. Although Jake and his family are given refuge, they are viewed with antipathy from some of the tribesmen due to their human heritage, with avatar hybrid NA6, aside from Ney'tiri and Tuk, possessing 10 fingers and toes rather than 8. Nevertheless, the family learns the ways of the reef people. Kiri develops a spiritual bond with the sea and its creatures, and Lo'ak befriends Tsirida, the daughter of clan chief Tanauri and his wife Ronal. Lo'ak gets into a fight with Tsirida's brother Aonang. When he returns to apologize at Jake's insistence, Aonang and his friends entice him to a trip into the territory of a dangerous sea predator and leave him stranded. Lo'ak is saved and befriended by Payakan, a Tulkan, an intelligent and pacifistic cetacean species whom the Metayana consider their spiritual family. Upon his return, Lo'ak wins Aonang's friendship by taking the blame for the trip, but is told that Payakan is an outcast among his species. On a trip to the Metayana spirit tree, which is underwater, Kiri links with it and meets her mother, whose consciousness lives within the planet due to her dying as she was connected. However, their meeting is cut short when Kiri suffers a seizure and falls unconscious. Jake summons Norm Spellman and Max Patel for help using their modern medical equipment, who diagnose Kiri with epilepsy and warn that she cannot risk connecting to the spirit tree again. Although Kiri is saved by the intervention of Ronal, Quaritch is able to track the aircraft used by Spellman and Patel to the archipelago where the reef people live. Bringing Spider with him, he commandeers a whaling vessel which is hunting Tulkans to harvest their brain enzymes for anti-aging remedies called Amrita. Quaritch and his subordinates travel throughout the archipelago, brutally interrogating the indigenous tribes about Jake's location. When this proves fruitless, he orders the whaling crew to kill Tulkans near the villages in order to draw Jake out, knowing that it will enrage the tribes. Lo'ak mentally links with Payakan and learns that the Tulkan was cast out because he went against the pacifist ways of his species and attacked the whalers who killed his mother, resulting in the deaths of many Tulkan and NA6. When the Metayana learn of the Tulkan killings, Lo'ak takes off to warn Payakan, followed by his siblings, Tsirida, Aonang, and Rotko. They find Payakan being chased by the whalers, and Lo'ak, Tsirida, and Tuk are captured by Quaritch. With their children in danger, Jake, Ney'tiri, and the Metayana set out to confront the humans. Quaritch forces Jake to surrender, but upon seeing Lo'ak imperiled, Payakan attacks the whalers, triggering a fight that kills most of the crew and cripples the vessel. Ney'tiri rescues Lo'ak, Tsirida, and Spider, but is fatally shot. Jake faces Quaritch, who uses Kiri as a hostage. When Ney'tiri does the same with Spider, Quaritch at first denies his relationship with him, but desists when Ney'tiri cuts Spider across the chest before raising her knife to kill him. Jake, Quaritch, Ney'tiri, and Tuk end up trapped inside the sinking vessel. Jake strangles Quaritch into unconsciousness and is rescued by Lo'ak and Payakan, while Kiri summons sea creatures to help her save Ney'tiri and Tuk. Spider rescues Quaritch, but renounces his cruelty and rejoins Jake's family. After Ney'tiri's funeral, Jake informs Ney'tiri and Ronal of his decision to leave the Metaina. Ney'tiri, however, respectfully identifies him as part of the clan and welcomes his family to stay. Jake and his family accept and forge a new life at sea, with Jake vowing to resume his campaign against the human invaders. Whether or not you think the second Avatar movie was worth a grueling 13-year wait, there's no denying it was a downright exciting movie. That James Cameron really knows what he's doing, huh? In The Way of Water, we jump back into the world of Pandora, only 15 years after the attempted human invasion from the first movie took place. Now the humans are back, trying to colonize Pandora because Earth is on its last legs. Tensions rise, mysteries abound, and sadly, we witness tragic character deaths. Rip Ney'tiri. The warring culminates in a final battle where Jake Sully and the cloned Colonel Miles Quaritch, along with Ney'tiri and Tuk, are trapped on a sinking marine hunting vessel. Sully and Quaritch end up duking it out one-on-one and Sully comes out victorious, having strangled Quaritch unconscious. Sully thankfully manages to escape the ship with some help from Loak and Kiri. Spider decides to do the right thing, I guess, and save his father's life before he drowns, but then leaves him there and jets off on his Ikran. After the battle, Sully and Ney'tiri lay Ney'tiri to rest and are then accepted into the Metaina clan where they had been hiding out. While in the Cave of Ancestors, they commune with Iwa, giving them the chance to see Ney'tiri again. Sully finally realizes he can't keep running from the human colonizers and instead, he's going to have to fight them. Avatar, The Way of Water wraps up certain storylines, and pays off the growing conflict and tension between Jake Sully and Colonel Miles Quaritch, who hunted him and his family throughout the sequel. Crucially, it's revealed that Kiri can control the wildlife of Pandora when connected to any part of Iwa. Over the course of the film, the Metaina were reluctant to involve themselves in Jake and Ney'tiri's battle with the humans, but once they saw the threat being posed to their way of life and the Tulkun, they quickly allied themselves with them. During the final battle, Quaritch nearly drowns after fighting Jake, but he's saved at the last minute by Spider. Scoresby's hunting of the Tulkun is completely thwarted and his ship destroyed, which results in Payakan's life being saved. Before closing out, the Sully family is hit with the loss of Ney'tiri, who died after being shot in the chest during the battle with Quaritch. The NA6 believe no life is truly lost after death, and Ney'tiri's body is returned to Iwa. Jake's able to reunite with his dead son when neurally connected to the Metaina's ancestral tree, the bond called Tsahelu. The connection taps into Jake's memories, recalling one of his fondest moments with his son Ney'tiri back when he was a child and Jake was teaching him. The father-slash-son reunion is bittersweet, but it showcases the ways in which everything is connected in Pandora, and how nothing truly does. Through this connection, Jake will always be able to see his son, even if he doesn't get the chance to watch him grow into an adult. Ney'tiri's death forever connected the Sully family with the Metaina clan, and they decided to remain among them despite the conflict between Jake and Quaritch seemingly being over for now to be close to their son. Returning to the Omaticaya at such a crucial time in their fight against the RDA would be a step backward. Jake realized that remaining on the defense in the war between humans and NA6 put him and his family in a position of unpreparedness. Now they know what they're up against. Jake and Ney'tiri can work with the Metaina and other water clans so they are better equipped to fight Quaritch and the RDA in the future. One of the biggest mysteries throughout Avatar, The Way of Water, was the identity of Kiri's father. Kiri's siblings surmised it could have been a fellow scientist who worked alongside Dr. Grace Augustine, but the fact that Kiri has unique abilities and a deep connection with Iwa the other NA6 do not suggest otherwise. It's possible Kiri's father is Iwa due to Grace's special connection with the goddess. This makes the most sense as it's doubtful Kiri's father is anyone from the Metaina clan, as they had yet to be discovered in Avatar. Learning the identity of Kiri's father will likely shed light on her mysterious connection with Iwa. The ending definitely wrapped up some loose ends, but it also left us with a whole bunch of questions. We know that the third, fourth, and fifth Avatar movies are on the way, with the next one slated to come out in 2024, so the ending purposefully left the plot wide open with possibilities for Avatar 3. First things first, with the already resurrected /clone Quaritch saved at the end of The Way of Water, there's no doubt he's going to come back, and wreak more havoc, in future movies. As much of a bad guy as he is, he sure knows how to move the plot along. But where things get really interesting is in Spider's story. He seemingly settled the score with his old man, renounced him, and then split, so he's bound to pop up again too. Also, Ney'tiri seemed pretty down to kill Spider, her adopted, human son, if it meant saving Kiri. We saw earlier in the movie that she had a hard time accepting Spider as her own child, but this was some next level rejection, and it's going to make the next family reunion a little, awkward. And let's not forget that Spider learned Ney'tiri was the one who originally killed his father, so tensions between the two should be very high. Avatar, The Way of Water wraps up one part of the storyline, but it leaves several plot threads hanging by the end. The film's ending suggests there are bigger battles on the horizon, and the tension between the RDA and the NA6 will escalate and lead to even more hostility and violence from the humans. Ney'tiam's death also sets up Lo'ak as the son Jake and Ney'tiri will look to moving forward. He'll have to step up in a big way, and it's possible Lo'ak might lead the final fight in Avatar 5. His romance with Raya could also become a major part of the story, uniting the Metiana with the Omaticaya more permanently. What's more, The Way of Water's introduction to Amrita, a yellow substance taken from the Tulkun, could become a crucial aspect in the Avatar sequels. With the other water clans witnessing firsthand the destruction and violence wrought by the humans, it's possible they will join the Metiana in allying with Jake and his family against Quaritch. There's also the tension between Spider and Ney'tiri, and the former saving Quaritch from death will surely not sit well with her, potentially creating an ongoing conflict between the pair that won't be resolved until the final Avatar sequels. Ultimately, The Way of Water is setting up the younger generation to lead the ongoing fight. As for what else to expect in future Avatar movies? Probably more intel about Kiri. We know she's the daughter of Grace, the scientist who died in the first Avatar movie, but literally everything else about her, from how she was even conceived to WTF is up with her stronger than normal connection to Iwa is a mystery. The franchise put off revealing who Kiri's father is and seems to be saving that for another movie. But until we get some answers, there's speculation that it is, in fact, Iwa, that's right, the powerful Pandora god, who's responsible for her birth, which, TBH, would make Kiri's powers make a lot more sense. We'll see how it all plays out once Avatar 3 comes our way.